that way now people can like chat, but they can't actually get in the room.
Okay.
So if anybody comes, whatever, I don't know. Oh shit, man. I'm trying to figure. I threw these cards in here the wrong way, so I got to look at my book too, where I wrote it all down. Which I really wanted this new my bullet journal to be so much prettier and neater than my last bullet journal, and I just
functional is what matters.
it is functional. That's for sure true. So it started out with like it's really great intention. Like I don't have anything written in my index properly yet, but so there's the index, and then look at like my future log. It's really nice, right?
Yes.
And then here's January, where eventually I fucked up the dates and had to move them over to the other side. And then got my tasks over there. That's kind of cool. But then this was going to be the tasks was going to be where I was going to try to like where I was doing my tarot pull was supposed to be where I was going to do my meals for this week, and I had to scratch all that out so I could finish my tarot stuff. So yeah, it turned out so fucking stupid, but whatever. And then I left my other shit at home. So okay, there it all is. And then that way, I don't know if you want to go first or how you want to start this or what you want to do, since it's the inaugural Witch Michelle and our read, that's what I called it, our reading for the year. This was actually the reading to set the tone for the whole year.
Well, let me ask you first, how did you do yours? Did you just draw 12 cards, or did you lay them out, or did you do one at a time?
I did a traditional spread, a Celtic cross.
Oh, okay. And that was just for your whole year?
I asked that specifically, what is my year going to look like?
Oh, okay.
And then I used the magician card to be my significant, that word, whatever that is.
Yeah, significant.
That word, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that keeps coming up.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the reading that you did for yourself then, since I haven't done mine yet. Well, yeah. Well, I did my oracle cards, but I haven't done like a traditional reading for myself for the year yet.
Then
my I think there should be a sidebar thing for me where I can see people.
I have to open up the chat at the top. There's like a little chat bubble up there, and it says open chat. Do you have that at the top?
Open chat. There it is. Okay.
You have to.
It's making a little circle, so it might take a minute.
This is our first one that we're trying to do actually live. So okay. What did you say to me now? What am I doing?
So let's discuss your reading first.
Okay. So do you want me to like tell you what happened and what cards I got and
yeah.
Or do you want me to just read you some little highlights that came from it before we go there?
Well, let's go one by one first. Okay. Tell me what your layout is, and then we'll talk about what the meanings are.
So the first card I drew, well, of course, was the Magician. Mm-hmm. And then the challenge, which was the bridge card, was the Empress. And then the goal or destiny card was the High Priestess. The distant past was the Chariot reversed. The recent past was the Two of Swords. And the near past was the Three of Wands. Then going up the side, my attitude, the Seven of Pentacles, my external influence, the Nine of Pentacles, my inner emotions, the Hierophant reversed, and the final outcome was the Eight of Cups.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And you also the positioning of the cards. I usually use different, they have different significance for me. Like instead of recent past, near past, far past, that type of
Yeah.
thing. I do root cause, what helps you, what's going away, and what's coming in. So, but it matters when you're laying out your cards. If you chose this is going to be what each one means, then that's what you stick with.
So here's the thing. Remember, I told you before, I can never remember how to lay them down. I've been reading tarot cards since 1975, and I cannot remember how to lay them down. So I went
That's
out on a
okay.
Pinterest, and I said, I need a Celtic spread. And I found one, and that was the one that I used. Hey, Toshi. So that's how that
Well,
happened. That's how.
that's okay because tarot is supposed to be intuitive and it's not static. It can change. So that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Groovy.
So let's see. Your bridge card was the Empress, right?
Yes.
So what did you think about that?
Well, to me, the Empress is like all the mothers, all the queens, the high priestess, all of it rolled up into one big thing. So lots of creativity, lots of authority, lots of birthing, lots of like really creative um, uh, um, energy that
Right.
was crossing me.
Yes. So the that card that you lay across the
Yeah.
first card that you draw after your significator is I usually see that card as both what stands in your way and also what bridges your past to your future. So what stands in your way right now, it's saying, you know, uh, um, that creative birthing process, the whole being nurturing and focusing outward towards others, because that's what the
Yep.
Empress does. That's kind of difficult for you right now. Um, and that makes sense because of all the work you've been doing on yourself.
Yeah.
It's hard to refocus on others when you're doing that deep
Yeah.
work. So, but how it gets you from your past, how you get past that, and how it moves you from um, past to future. I think that is just figuring out how you're going to express that, how you're really going to take that creative energy and do something with
Yep.
it. Birth that baby.
Yep. So
How did you feel about it?
I thought it was a pretty cool card. I thought it was pretty. I mean, of course, I laid down the magician, which is a major arcana, and then it crossed with a major arcana, and then the
Yeah.
third card was a major arcana, and then the fourth card was a major arcana. So this, when I see major arcana cards, it means one of two things or both of these things. Some really heavy duty shit is about to happen, or the gods are really trying to get your fucking attention, or the universe, or whatever you are calling that brings you your inspiration. They are really like, okay, the next step will be a 2x4 across your forehead. And by the way, let me just tell you something. I had this dream last night, and my dreams have been so vivid
Were you hit
recently.
with
It's
a
just
two by
really crazy.
four?
No, I was not hit by a 2x4, but it reminded me, because whenever I see myself get hit with the 2x4 by the gods, it's always right here where my third eye is.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see the smack come. So last night I dreamt that I was meeting a woman, and she lived in a really nice house, but the really nice house had a sinkhole behind it. It was like this giant sinkhole, and her husband was this fucking asshole. And I was trying to help her with the fucking asshole husband. And this, like, I remember just looking outside and seeing all this stuff in the sinkhole behind the house. And I was like, this is such a nice neighborhood and this house is so beautiful. And there's this giant sinkhole with bikes and cars and shit in the fucking sinkhole, just tons of like shit. And then this beautiful house where she lived with the asshole and two little girls. And I was trying to like teach her something. I don't know what I was trying to teach her. I don't know what I was trying to help her with, but the daughters really loved me. Like there was a moment where one of them was sitting on the couch with me and I was stroking her hair and we were watching a movie or something together. And then it was time for them to go to bed. And the mom said, will you help me put them to bed? And when I pulled back the littlest girl's hair to give her a kiss on her forehead, she had the biggest third eye up there, or just like, it was just one big like cyclops eye up there. And Bob goes, that's a third eye dream. You were having a dream about a third eye. And I said, well, if it's a third eye on the youngest kid, because there's mother, the middle daughter, and then the little daughter, and then me, which would be the crone through that whole thing, that eye to me would be like my eye on the little, it's like a little kid eye, just barely open it up on me. That's.
You want to hear what I think it means?
Yes, please.
I think you were being shown that whole thing that your mother told you, oh, poor baby, third eye is so closed, was complete and utter nonsense.
Ooh.
Yes. She just didn't recognize how your intuition works.
Or she didn't. She was jealous of it.
Could be. Or she didn't want to encourage it. You know.
There was lots of competition. I would lean more towards the competition. Maybe I did things that were like kind of scaring her, and so she told me that I couldn't.
Yes. That I really think that dream, that little girl, was a representation of you, and it was meant to show you always had your intuition about you.
Well, so now I have a memory of like right around that time when she said that to me, of her taking cards and putting them against my forehead and making me guess the colors, and I was guessing the colors while she was putting them up on my head. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Didn't even think about that. But anyway, yeah. So we digressed. So
yeah,
that's what's going to happen. It's going to always happen. So, okay, so we were at the Empress, and then the goals and destiny, which is card number 3 up here, was the High Priestess. So,
okay, and what was the position on that?
That's the one above. So it's the third position.
Yeah, but what
at
do
the
you?
top. Oh, destiny.
What do you? Is that? Okay, destiny.
That's like some.
Okay, which card?
The High Priestess.
The High Priestess.
Like spiritual shit.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
So
well, the High Priestess is about, revealing secrets, hidden truths, being offered knowledge. I mean, oh yeah. Yeah, look at her third eye.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense that the High Priestess would come up in that position for you because, being a High Priestess it isn't really about running things. It's because about
they's barking up the wrong tree with that, if with me, because I ain't running nothing.
Yeah. It's more like the phrase walk your walk and talk your talk. That comes to mind with the High Priestess card for me. Like, it's just about being who you genuinely are and, being true to your own beliefs and your own how you do things spiritually and magically and all that other stuff. So your destiny card. Okay, well, all right.
So then the distant past is not the fourth card, and that's part of the bridge.
Hmm.
And that card was the Chariot reversed. Things are about that things were
Uh-huh.
slow, didn't move as fast. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
so now it's time to wait, I think, or maybe speed up. I don't know, but it was reversed. That card is so cool.
Well, being as that's talking about your distant past, um,
Oh, this is what it says: lack of energetic focus, lack of self discipline, going in the wrong direction, the tendency to speed past the needs of
yeah.
others. That was the reverse reading for
Well,
that
that really
card. Yeah,
resonates because for a long time you spent going around in circles with yourself and trying to find the path of least resistance.
yeah,
It, in a lot
or
of things, and until you decided, okay, I'm not gonna do, I'm gonna spend the time on myself now.
yeah, or busting down the door and burning down the house.
Yeah, yeah, that makes
And then
sense.
the near past was the Three of Wands.
Three of Wands. Okay.
I have got to get used to that. This is my my no card. When I picked the two cards,
Hmm.
this was my no card.
Okay. Three of
Oh wait,
Wands.
sorry. That was the wrong
I was gonna
card.
say I don't think that's the three.
This is the Three of Wands. How did I get that two in there? Oh, that's where it goes. Okay. I have them in weird it's
Yeah, and that one was upright,
yep, and
right?
actually this is recent past and it's below everything. Sorry.
Okay.
That's how I
So
got
recent past is
two of swords. That's what it is. Two of swords. Fucking hell. This is like it's going to be fucked up, but this is really what
okay.
it
That's
is. Recent past two.
your recent your recent
Mm-hmm.
past to a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For real. For real, it is. It's number 5.
All right. Well, you had
That's
you
my
had
no.
important decisions to make. Um, I don't know if you well, you shouldn't remember what the Robin Wood deck for the Two of
She's
Swords shows. Yes, she's sitting there on a precarious,
crumbling tower.
yes, as the tide's coming in.
Yep.
So the way I read Two of Swords usually when I'm doing a reading for somebody is that um, you have a decision to make, and you already know what you want to do, but you're just putting off actually taking that first step towards it because it might be a hard decision, or you might be just uncertain. But I always warn people too, if you don't make that choice, you don't have a lot of time here. It'll be made for you if you don't make it yourself. Now, seeing as how that card's in your recent
I know exactly
past,
what that's about.
yeah, why don't you tell me then?
That is exactly about the night that I came home and was trying to decorate the Christmas tree and all that shit went down. And I needed at that moment to put a boundary up that I had never put up with either one of them before. And I called you and I freaked out in the room where nobody could hear me freak out except
Yes.
Leon, and got my shit together because you talked me down and told me what I needed to do. And then when I sat there and I didn't say anything, you said you don't want to do it. And I said no. And you said why? And I said because I'm scared. And then I knew that I just had to do it. If this was going to repeat with them if I did not do it.
Right.
So I took everything that I have learned about meditation and sucked that inside of me. Before I walked out of the room, I texted the message to her that we needed to talk. I calmly told her how I was disappointed. I used some very descriptive words to show her how I thought that what happened was immature and that adult people don't deal with each other that way, and how we had promised we weren't going to drag other people into the middle of our conflict,
Mm-hmm.
especially somebody that we loved mutually, and especially when they were working, how difficult that must have been for him to think, here they go
Right.
again, and I'm not there, and Leon's probably drunk, and this is going to just be a big clusterfuck.
Right.
And then, of course, he's yelling at me because he's going to defend his woman, and thinking, because I know my mom, she's going crazy. And I fully admitted that I did to both of them. I apologized to her. But when he tried to discipline me this time when he came home, after it had all calmed down and he realized that it wasn't, we had worked it out, I looked at him and very calmly said, "That's the last time that you're ever going to discipline me. You are not the dispenser of punishment for me. You are my son and I am your mother, and you do not get to do that with me. If you want to talk to me about something, you got every right in the world to come to me and talk to me about what's happening. But that what you've done in the past is never happening again. You're never doing that to me again." And in both cases, with both of them, because of the way that I reacted, I didn't even get answers. They were just like,
Stunned.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they didn't know what to say. And my therapist was like, "Well, that was
Yeah.
good. You just told
Yes.
them what your boundary was, and you told them that you're pushing your buttons wasn't going to work
And I
anymore."
agreed with your therapist 100%.
So that's what that was.
Yes.
That's
I
exactly.
I agree that that's probably what that card is all about, because you had your choice to make whether you were going to let it go, let it lie until you blew up and wanted to burn the house
Again.
down again, or whether you were going to handle the situation and try to make it
Yeah.
better. And yeah, I agree. That's good choice. Good choice.
Yes, that's what I thought. As soon as that came up and I read the description of the card, because it said a stalemate, a crossroads, making a
Yeah.
difficult choice, opposing ideas or options, choosing the best route of action, memory, and thought. And then it says, when blinded by the unknown, I can trust myself to move forward in the light. So, yep,
Good
yep.
job. Yes.
So
I
that's
agree.
just the starting of that thing. And then in the near present, that's where the other part of the bridge is. I got the Three of Wands, which was this card. Oh,
Okay. That's the near present,
yes,
you said? Okay.
yes,
Well, that's about the Three of Wands is about everything coming
yep,
together. The Three of Wands is about all,
waiting for the results of your
yeah,
effort.
yeah. In the Robin Hood deck, it shows somebody standing on the shore and three ships coming in.
Yep,
And I always think of it like that, is your ships are coming in. The things that you've been waiting for, the things that you put effort into getting for yourself are finally starting to
yeah,
manifest. So that makes sense too.
yep,
You've been working really hard on stuff, and things are finally and financially too as well.
yeah,
Not just with all the spiritual work that you've been doing, but with the business stuff too.
yeah. So then going up the tree or the
Yep.
side, my attitude is the Seven of Pentacles.
Is that upright
Upright.
or reversed? The Seven of Pentacles upright. So your attitude is you're sick of freaking waiting.
I am a little tired of that.
Yeah, you're
Um,
you're done with everybody telling you to have patience and trying to be patient.
this card's telling me to reflect on everything that I've done so far. So that makes perfect sense that, okay, I'm tired of waiting, but to reflect, to be gratitude, to be grateful for the journey, and then waiting for the harvest, the fruits of my labor assigned to keep going. So even if I don't see anything happening, know that it's
Yeah.
coming. There's more coming. It's like when that drawing of that person digging, and they're like digging, and the diamonds on the other side, and they're like, fuck this, and turn around and go the other way.
Yeah.
That's generally what happens to me right about this state right
Yeah.
here. Okay, I'm fuck this. I
What?
liked it better when I was wanting to burn the house down. No, I know.
No, nobody liked that better.
No.
I think that's probably a really good card for you to have right now because the reflection part of it, yes, nobody learns like this. Nobody goes straight
No.
up the mountain to the top. Go up a little bit and then you plateau and then you go up and you plateau. That's how humans learn. That's how we are. So you're due for a plateau because you've been doing so much work and so much learning and so much gains. And I think that's just telling you, if you start feeling that way, like, okay, I've done all this shit and now what? That you just need to look back down at how far you've come and just be okay with what gains you've made because you'll eventually start climbing
Yeah.
again. You just might need a break.
I think, and literally walked out of the house without the transformation tarot deck this month, just left with it, and that I would never have done that, and I did. So I think that was part of what I need to do, and honestly I think I need to go back and watch some of those videos from the very beginning to now,
Yeah,
to
that's
actually hear myself.
probably a good idea.
Yeah, just to hear and see where I've come from and how different I approach things from how I did in the very
Hmm.
beginning. And also, I think I left the other bullet journal at the house too. I think I'm gonna have to look at that when I get home too.
Okay.
And then external influences was the Nine of Pentacles, which I love this card. If I look at this girl and I want to go hang out with her.
Oh yeah, that's a nice
Yeah.
card. I like that
It,
card.
yeah, it's always the fat, dumb, and happy card. Well, no, that was
Yeah,
hearts,
the
really.
Nine of Pentacles was the lady in the garden
Oh,
with the
yeah. I
golden
like this
gate and the
better.
roses.
I like this
Yeah.
better.
Yes.
Got a little cauldron with her pentacle inside of it and everything, and then she's like got an owl up there in the tree, and all of her herbs are hanging down, and she's all dressed in white, and she's a black lady. So there's my little Santorini
Yeah.
goddess in the yard.
So outside influences, that's what that
Yeah,
card
external
represents?
influences.
Okay. So what do you think that card is telling you?
That that there's people around me telling me that I can do it. You can do this. Even Marcy telling me you can do this. I know you're a good realtor. I know that you can handle this. I know you can tell those kids where the boundary is. I know that you can. Like when you said to me the other day that you thought I was disciplined, I fucking was like, where the fuck did you see that at? I am the least disciplined person of anybody I
That's
know.
bullshit.
But that's because, well, and I started to think about that, and I realized that that's because I look at the things that I don't do as opposed to the things that I do
Yes.
do. So, the things that I know are irritating to other folk. And I'm just going to like throw Bob totally under the bus right now because this is where I'm at. And here's where we are. I just do really stupid things like open up cat food, empty it out, give it to them, and leave the can on the counter empty and just walk away from it. Or drop shit on the floor and don't pick it up. And my side of the bed is a total fucking disaster. And, you know, those are the things that I do. And I know, and so when somebody says you're disciplined, I'm like, disciplined? Like this fucking episode of Hoarders over here. Are you talking about discipline? You know?
Yeah.
So and so I have that goes also back to giving myself credit and being grateful for where I've come from too. So, you know, I just, I'm my own worst critic, but isn't everybody?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you, the thing is you are disciplined in the right ways because you're disciplined about the things that you really want to be disciplined about,
And
and you let other shit go.
yeah, things I enjoy.
Yeah. So, that's a good thing, really, I think.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So then, just making sure. Okay, yeah. Inner emotions is the Hierophant reversed. This is a really cool card too. It's like Jacob's ladder to heaven,
Yeah.
but it was reversed.
Okay.
And so that one said, because I wrote down all the little short things about it. So outdated systems are ways of thinking, dogma, rebelling against societal norms, abuse of power, stagnation,
You
ego
rebelling
based,
against societal
nah,
norms, never say it. So,
ego ego based leadership, a need to connect with spirit. Well, I know that I need to connect. I say that all the time, don't I? I
yeah.
do.
Well, I mean, I, I don't see much in that, but that makes sense because that's
Yeah.
inside you. That's the stuff that you don't really
No.
show other people.
Only
So,
really lucky people get to see that. So, and then the final outcome is the Eight of Cups.
and that's upright, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that one says, letting go, releasing that which no longer serves you. And this is why it makes sense in this deck. A ritual releasing, a time to move on stuck energy, walking away, leaving your old reality to pursue a new one. It could also mean abandonment or disappointment. And that doesn't resonate with me. Everything up to that point
Yeah.
did.
Well, I mean, yeah, again, that makes perfect sense for you.
Yeah.
That, a lot of all the work that you have been doing is kind of prepping you to be able to be okay with letting go of shit.
Yeah.
You've already let go of a lot of shit anyway, but you still go back and process it again, and eventually you won't have to do that anymore. Eventually it will just be part of your past and won't be part of who you are now.
Right. Right. So I liked the way it flowed. I liked that. So the magician, I can manifest the life I desire through energy and action. My challenges were the Empress. I am ready to give birth to my abundantly rich future. My goals and destiny were the High Priestess. I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth, I will find them. My distant past was the Chariot reversed. I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it with conviction and constant motion. 5 was the recent past, the Two of Swords. I can trust
Choices.
myself to move towards the light. See, I told you I didn't write very clearly. I thought everything was going to be beautiful in this, but no. 6, the near past, Three of Wands. I am expectant and optimistic, and I know what my dream is, and I know that my dream is on the way. 7, my attitude, Seven of Pentacles. As I give thanks for what I am about to harvest, I know that my life is headed in the right direction. 8, external influence, Nine of Pentacles. I enjoy the bliss and abundance I have sown. 9, inner emotions, the Hierophant reversed. I am my own guide, and the guidance I need is rooted in my faith, my belief, and my unique essence. And then 10, the final outcome, 8 of Cups. I walk away from negativity and I choose myself in a rebellious act of self-love.
That does tell a very progressive story,
It does.
doesn't
It
it?
really does.
Like, you
So
see it
that's,
going boom, 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 boom.
yep, a lot of stuff that I put in motion in 2019 is going to really start to manifest in 2021. And I need to realize that I'm going to go, there's going to be a moment in time where I'm going to go, where the fuck is it? It's not happening. I don't see it. Where's another? I need another client, which I'm already doing that right now. And I'm like looking at leads going, well, I don't know if I have COVID right this minute. So I can't even try to make appointments with these people, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my, that's for my year. That's why I put it, I wanted to do that and put it in the January spot so I could go back to it and refer to it all the rest of the year and see what else it says.
Right. Well, I'm going to lay some
Okay.
cards out and then I'll tell you what they are. I
Okay.
think the reason I paused for a minute there is I was considering whether I wanted to use how I traditionally lay my cards out for the meaning or whether I want to try
Okay.
yours out with the
Okay.
the distant past, recent past, near present. What was the top card again?
Okay. So yeah, the goals and destiny.
Destiny.
So
Okay.
yeah, if you need me to tell you, I've got it written
I'm
down,
gonna.
which I'm
I
glad I
think
had this in the
that's the
beginning
only
too.
one I really want to change because I really don't like the word destiny. But I'll modify that to be what I usually mean that card to mean is
Right.
influences that help me. Things that are helping me right now.
We're the only people in the room right now. I think, unless Kristen and them are still here. I don't know. Is y'all still here? Or did we bore you already? By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube and you got this fucking far, it would be really nice if you'd hit the subscribe button. And even though I say I'm going to put stuff up daily, it doesn't always happen that way. You'll notice that probably for the last 2 weeks I haven't put shit up. But I try to. If you hit the notifications button, you'll know when we put something new up. And we haven't decided on how often we're going to do this yet. And we don't know how to edit anything, so it's going to be just the way you see it right now until we figure that part out. And yeah, which Michelle, because you don't know which Michelle you're going to get.
Okay.
Hey, Kristen, that's good to know.
I can't see what anybody's saying because my thingy is still just spinning. So you'll have to tell me what
Weird.
somebody's saying.
Well, everybody's just mostly said hello. Kristen said, "Oh, good," and I think that was about my story with the kids. And then she responded that she was still in the room.
All right. So the first card that I put down is the Ten of Wands.
Oh, carrying a load.
Yeah.
Uphill.
Which, that makes sense for me right now.
Yep.
Feeling overburdened. Just got a lot of heavy shit going on. So that makes sense for a first card. And then my cross card, King of Swords.
King of Swords. The boss.
Yes.
Yes, you are, Kristen. You are our #1 fan.
Oh, yes, you are definitely our #1 fan.
If we get to be really rich and famous from YouTube and people can like give us lots of money so that we can build houses like my fucking trainer lady does, you'll get our first t-shirt for free.
Yay!
Yay! Raise the roof.
The King of Swords, the cross or the bridge card. I don't know. Usually court cards are people, but I can't think of anybody who that is right now. I don't really have anybody that's really oppressive or anything to me right now.
Well, that could just be from your past to your present.
Yeah, I
So,
guess so.
I mean,
This is why I don't like reading for
boss.
myself. I do so much better for other
He's a
people.
boss. It's a boss.
Okay. So the things that help me, the
Okay.
top card, my is the Nine of Cups.
That's the fat, dumb, and happy card.
Yes, I like it much better in this deck.
Me
It's
too.
a
Look at
little
her.
witchy on the beach, and her cat is fighting a crab.
Yeah, and the cups are on a sand
Yeah.
castle.
So this card is usually about wishes and what you most wish for actually coming to pass, actually happening. So I guess this card being in what helps me is my imagination, my ability to take things that I want and like, make take them from in here to out
Yeah.
here in reality. Or maybe it just means I need to play the lotto.
Could be that.
So my distant past is the Two of Wands, but it was reversed.
Okay.
So the Two of Wands is about having almost everything that you need, except for there's a few little obstacles in your way. You're comfortable where you're at, but you're wanting to move on.
Yeah.
So that's distant
Yeah.
past.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, right? And recent past is
Oh,
Queen of Pentacles.
man, that's a cool card. Look at all them cats at her feet. And oh, they're all my Cisco.
Yeah, I like this Queen of Pentacles in this deck. She's they usually show her in most tarot decks, they usually show the Queen of Pentacles pregnant.
Yep. With the spinning wheel.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh, the Empress.
the Emperor. Yeah.
Yeah, she is preggers.
Yeah. But she just looks really comfortable, well taken care of, kind of, I don't know, Queen of Pentacles to me is just ease and luxury kind of thing. I don't know that that's necessarily, well, okay. So recent past, I guess that's just taking it easy. And I kind of did do that with, being home from work and eating everything in the house several times over.
So I think that you're like the queen of your domain.
Yeah.
Now, where before you were sort of a subject in your own house.
Yeah.
But now it's comfort and home is good. It's like
Yeah, I mean, I went out and bought myself a brand new car, so.
a wash machine that you're just going to love to watch for 15, 20 minutes that first time.
Yeah. So yeah, that does make sense because I have done a lot of spending on comforts and my home and shit like that.
Going
So
so much
the Queen of Pentacles
away and decluttering it and making it actually your
Yes.
space.
Which is still ongoing.
Yes.
It's like what I love
Yep.
to do actually right now. So near present is the Four of Cups.
Oh, celebration.
No, that's the Three of Cups.
Oh.
Four of Cups is
That's
Cups is the brooding. It's like when
yeah,
you're
got everything in front of you, but now you're still looking for something else.
Yeah. you're looking at the stuff that you got to deal with instead of the stuff that's coming in, the good things that are,
Yeah.
if you were to just pick your head up out of your own misery and bullshit and look around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know that I don't know. I don't well, maybe a little bit with finances.
But
Um
it's more emotional.
yeah. Yeah, I guess I can see that, I might brood a bit about
How all
where I am
men on
emotionally.
Tinder suck and you don't want to date any of them.
I hate people, but I kind of want people. I kind of want to talk to people, but kind of really hate people at the same time.
Yes.
So, yeah, okay.
Yep,
That
I'm
makes
learning to be
sense.
that way too. It's good.
All right. So, in your reading, what was the bottom card in the
Oh,
rod?
that is my attitude.
My attitude. Oh, great. My attitude is the Five of
Oh,
Pentacles. Everything is doom and gloom, death and despair. I don't know. This card doesn't really resonate with me. I guess maybe a little bit.
well, I think maybe though you're the queen of your domain now, the house is empty. You're not used to being without other people in your house living with you, even if they suck dick. So it is kind of like, well, yeah, I've got everything I wanted, but did I get everything I wanted? I mean, look at yeah, I'm by myself, and the dogs can't talk back. All Holly does is try to put her tongue down your throat. So, you know, the other one eats sand.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, maybe that's just more like a warning for me to be careful that I don't slip into negative thought and, worry again,
Yeah,
and especially worry over finances and financial security and stuff like that. Because I do have a tendency to go crazy with, how I'm going to do everything financially when really, everything works out
yeah.
eventually. Okay. And the next one is outside influences or something like that.
External influences.
Six of Cups.
Ugh. So that one is about idealism.
Yeah.
So where would that be coming from?
That's probably when I tell you, like, I spend half an hour telling you some big long spiel about something that's going wrong, and you're like, "You're all right."
Well, you did the same thing to me. So,
I do.
well, not when it's important, but when it's like when we get
Yeah.
into our crazy modes, like the COVID thing, and whatever. There was some weirdness you were doing last week. I don't remember what, but I just don't. When it's important shit, we like talk about it. But when it's not, I give you the
When it's just the inner crazy
yeah.
coming out a little bit, you're like, okay,
It's gonna be
fucking
fine.
take a
Yep,
pill and relax.
that's a good thing, man. Take a Klonopin and sit back.
Um, the Six of Cups is also a little bit about nostalgia and you know, kind of looking at the past in a rosy light or the good times. So I have done a lot of reconnecting over the last 6 months or so, and with old friends and family. So maybe that's a little bit where that card is
Yeah,
coming from too. You know, all stuff that's good. I feel good about that.
good.
And
Inner emotions.
inner emotions. Okay, great. Great. I don't even know. I don't have emotions, so we can skip this
Okay.
card, right?
No, you are not Vulcan, but okay.
Inner emotion,
Oh, the hangman.
hanged man. Yeah. My inner emotions are I need to look at things differently.
Is that how you feel?
Maybe sometimes.
Like about being alone and
Well, um, I kind of feel sometimes like I'm kind of aimless or rudderless right now. Like I have a lot of my focus is on just doing stuff with the house to the point where I actually kind of annoy myself because I'm like, there's more to life than figuring out where this fucking piece of
not
furniture
really,
is
not
going to
right
go.
now. I mean, if you're gonna work on stuff,
Yeah.
whatever that stuff is, during the time of a fucking global pandemic is probably the best time to be stuck at your house so you don't have to have a COVID test and find out if you're
That's
sick or not because you had to have that
true.
tattoo.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think also it might be my kind of my inner search for figuring out how I want to do things with my health. And that kind of ties in a little bit with spirituality too. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at in my spirituality, but there's always room to learn things.
Yep,
So,
always.
yeah. And just kind of life in general. Like, I think I need to, there's a lot of things I want to do, and I don't seem to be accomplishing hitting those goals.
So
So I keep trying new things, and then, well, I'll say, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, and then I just don't.
okay, so that's exactly what I was just going to say to you. So we talked about and you just brought it up. You're changing your health, and the way you wanted to do that was by trying these recipes and making up your meal plans. I think you just have to just go in the kitchen and do it
Yeah.
because don't that's how I started everything. Was I just went on over there and I did it. Whether it was doing what Steven said and just drinking a glass of water to start everything off and continue to eat McDonald's and all that shit 3 times a day because that's how it started, to finally getting that under control and then adding things to my diet instead of taking them, and then one day saying, okay, I can do 10 minutes of yoga, let me find 10 minutes of yoga, until it turned into longer moments of yoga that said, okay, now what I really want to do is pick up some weights because I really feel like I'm strong enough to do that. Till then I said, I gotta dance, I'm gonna dance, all those, and the journaling, I got to start writing this shit down. And you just fucking pick up the pen, pick up the frying pan, whatever it is you have to do, one thing at a time, not all the things that you have planned for yourself, but one thing that you have planned for
Yeah,
yourself.
that's really
Even
funny.
if the only thing you do is chop up the vegetables that you're going to use that week.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say that's funny is because I just yesterday, was it yesterday? Was yesterday Monday? Yeah, yesterday. I went and stopped by Kira's house for a minute to pick something up, and I was telling her about this video that I had watched, and because it really resonated with me, and it was about just one part of it. It said, okay, so the word priorities is a new word and it's wrong. There's no such thing as priorities, plural, because it started out, the word was priority, meaning the first thing or the number one thing that is important to you. This is first. There can't be more than
Oh,
one
but
first.
becomes
thing.
overwhelming, and then you just stop doing
Yeah.
everything.
Well, I mean that words are important, especially to me, both just in general and as a writer. Words, the meaning of words and how they're used is important, and the fact that I missed that there is no such thing as priorities, plural. That's impossible. You can't have more than one first.
Yeah.
You could only
Yeah.
have a first and then everything else.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of a shift of mindset thing that you have to, it's like the Ace of Pentacles card. You got that garden all around it and the pillar in the center with nothing on it.
Yep.
You have to put something on that pillar in order to make
Yep.
it manifest. So you have to pick one thing and just say, okay, this one thing is what I'm going to work towards for right now.
Right.
And then you can do other things too, but they're not
No.
your first priority.
And you also have to give yourself a lot of slack when you're making these kinds of changes in your life, because for me, I'm a little obsessive compulsive with things, and I think that I am actually pretty fucking driven. But if I bite off more than I can chew, or I stop for some reason, and I feel like that I can't start back up again, or I won't start back up again. It hasn't been so bad in the last few years since I started with the mindful eating and all of that shit. But that was what my problem was in the beginning, was this is too hard and I'm not going to do it. And look, I missed 4 days. So now I'm just never going to go back and do anything again. That's why my YouTube channel is littered with fucking videos that start way back in like 2015 and 2012, and then you get a gap up until 2004, or like started 2012, maybe 2010, and then you get a gap up till 2015, and then you get another gap till 2019, and then there's like some sprinkling in there during 2019, and then at the end of 2020 I went balls to the walls, and there was a lot of shit I put up there. So the things that you're doing for you. There's nobody else judging what happens. There's nobody at the end of the day, like the Russians, the Germans, and the Japanese and the US teams, they all hold up the sign that says, I'm giving Michelle a 6.5, and holding up. They're not doing that. That's you. So when you fall off, the most important thing to do is to just tell yourself to get back up, dust your shit off, and go back to what worked. That's the thing I just say to myself over and over again. Right now, I'm having a hard time getting back into my app and writing shit down. I went in there today and I got back. I exercised today. I didn't yesterday because I still felt like crap, but I did put my exercise in today. And then I ate like 1 piece of string cheese and 2 pieces of prosciutto wrapped cheese. And I didn't want to confess that to her today. So I didn't put that in there, that I did that. But I did take a picture of the pizza and send it to her and show her what I ate tonight. So, it's just a matter of doing it. And if you don't do it, going, fuck it, I didn't do it this day.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Did I tell you about the sleep pattern
No,
thing?
but they make me log that too.
Well, I'll tell you about that after we finish this. So, because I have one more card. So the outcome card.
Yeah. That's the important.
I'm not going to show you this card. We're just going to pretend this
what is
doesn't
it?
exist.
Show it to me. I showed you mine. The Lovers. Well, look at that.
It was reversed.
Are you lying to me?
I'm not lying to you. I don't even know how to interpret that. Like,
well, no, okay. So everything we just talked about was all about investing in you.
Yeah.
And if somebody came to us and said, I want a love spell, we would tell that person, well, then put a spell on yourself to make you the best version of who you are, so the right person comes along in your life that will be attracted to those qualities that you want to see in yourself, or mirror those qualities. Because what if you like really like fucking kick ass in the next year, and you drop a bunch of weight and put on a bunch of muscle, and you have to buy a bunch of new clothes, and your headspace is completely different, and then you met some slob of a guy that wasn't fucking doing any of that shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think while you're trying to rediscover who the fuck you are, it's really funny that you're doing that now, because I feel like I did that all this last year, was rediscovering who I was. And I don't know if it was the same for you as it was for me, but for a minute there, I was like, I don't know who the fuck I am, and I don't think I'm ever gonna know who the fuck I am. But I think while you're going through that process, the last thing you need is a lover. Like, no, if you want to like do like a Tinder date where they meet you like at some crazy motel and you fuck them and leave them, I'm totally down with that.
No, I don't like people that much, really, honestly. I'm just like, when you go on those dating sites and you look at the profiles and shit, the one thing that struck me is like, okay, all of these people post pictures of themselves like fucking mountain biking and kayaking and running fucking marathons and bullshit. And I'm like, well, where is all the people that are, sitting on the couch eating Cheetos? Where are those people?
Wait a second. Let me just ask you something. Did you just tell me you wanted to date Cartman?
Yes, Cartman would be perfect for me. We would be like on the same level. Big time. Both kind of evil and like Cheetos.
Like Cartman and Beetlejuice wrapped up in one.
Yes.
Oh shit, no.
Yeah.
No. See,
so
this is
let me
why
tell you about the sleep thing before I forget it. So for the last several months, my pattern, because most of my life I've stayed up fairly late-ish, and then gotten up, got in the shower, got dressed, got out to work as quickly as possible. So I'd go to bed like 11:30, midnight, and get up at 6:45 and out the door by 7:30. And since the dogs now depend on me entirely to let them out first thing in the morning, and their sleeping pattern is to get up at like 4:30 in the morning every goddamn morning.
What my cats do.
Oh my God. So what I've been doing is just going to bed at my regular time and getting up 4.5 hours later, letting them outside and standing there bleary-eyed in my underwear, waiting for them to come fucking back in so I can go back to bed and get another couple hours sleep. And what I realized is I don't have to fucking do that anymore. I don't have to get up and hurry up and get ready and get out the door as fast as possible because it's early morning and that's the danger time.
Yep.
That's the time when the argument is going to happen, if it's going to happen.
Yep.
I don't have to do that anymore. Nope. I could get up whenever I want, and it's fine.
Yep.
So I decided, okay, I'm going to start readjusting my sleep pattern and going to bed like a little bit earlier, like maybe 10 o'clock, and then work my way back to maybe 9, which makes me sound like I'm 180 years old. 9 o'clock.
At 8 when I'm at my house. In my bed at 8, but I'm watching videos until probably 9:30.
But if I go to bed at 9 o'clock and I get up at 4:30, that's plenty of sleep. What at time? 2, 3, 4. 4 would be 7 hours. 5 would be 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then instead of staying up late to get things done when I'm too tired to do anything anyway. I can do more shit in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
the things that I want to make a
Yep.
priority, like, you know, yoga or just doing the
Yep.
fucking dishes or playing with my dogs or writing or whatever I want to do before I go to work. So that's the idea.
That's good.
Yeah. It's a little hard right now because I'm so used to staying up late that my body is like, yeah, I tried to go lay down at like 9:30 the other night, and I'm just like, I can't do this. I'm just going to lay here and stare at the ceiling.
Just take your tablet in there and watch fucking Netflix. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I do it with a headphone too. So like I plug the earplug in, and I sometimes wake up and 4 episodes of whatever it was I was watching have gone by, and I'm like, oh, I missed all of that. But you know, and I like fucking to listen to the ID murder mysteries. Who killed Bobby Joe Smith in her house while her 2 children were sleeping in their cribs? I love those things to go to sleep to because the voices are just in this really monotone kind of way that they discuss things. And the cops are so fucking calm in the way that the detective guys are really,
Yeah.
even when I've been binge watching the, uh, Kenda, that
Yeah.
fucking detective dude. I mean,
Dawn really likes Kenda.
well, the way he talks, well, oh my. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I got you.
I had to tell you, Angel and I, while she was here, she doesn't normally
Yeah.
drink these. So, I had a couple different flavors in the refrigerator, so I told her go ahead and try them. I told her what Stephen called them. They taste like TV static where somebody is eating fruit in another room.
He goes, Mom, that's like somebody waved a Skittle over the top of your water. Yeah, Kristen, Joe Kenda. I can't remember what his show is called though. He's got a name for it. It's just not Joe Kenda. But it's got a bunch of fucking seasons.
Yeah.
I just watched this really good documentary called The Family. This woman thought she was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ and like stole babies from people and raised them like they were her own and like dyed all their hair blonde. And it was like some seriously fucked up shit that happened to them in Australia. And then so the grown children are telling the story after they left and stuff, what happened to them and how they figured out they weren't really related to these people at
Holy
all, and where their real
shit.
parents. One kid went and his mother was dead already. He didn't even get to like ever meet his real mom, but he got to meet his aunts and cousins and shit like that. And he was like, it's so weird to walk into a house full of people that look like me, and
Wow.
what he thought was love wasn't, and to see how strangers just accepted him, because he was their family and they didn't even know him, but they loved him anyway, and they brought him in the house and just went and took care of him. It was really kind of cool. Hey, Mary. So I watched that. That was pretty fucking interesting.
Hmm.
I love shit like that. I love to watch about people in cults and see what they do. Cults
Yeah.
are just nonviolent gangs.
Sometimes they can be violent.
They are, but that's usually near the end of the cult.
Yeah.
But for the most part, in the beginning, it's just a whole lot of brainwashing and sometimes LSD to get people into believing that, this is where you really want to be. It's like they all took lessons from that guy in Fast Times from Ridgemont High, the fucking was selling all the concert tickets. You act like this is the most coolest place you ever been at all the time. So everybody wants to be there.
Yeah. That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to control
Yep.
people is either through, making them feel like they're somehow special or better than everybody else, And then you got the other stick, which is
Yep.
fear. You know,
Well,
if I can make you fear something, I can control you.
yeah, and if you make them feel like, what are you going to do with yourself if you're not here? Where will you go? You have no money, you have no car, you know, place to live. Where are you going to go? So that was pretty much, those kids were fucked up, man. They were messed up. It is really sad.
Yeah,
Now
I
that
believe
lady was
that.
fucked up too. She had been married and then like had a kid, and the kid died, and then the husband died, and she was just like, what the fuck? And then went and totally reinvented herself, got all kinds of, like, totally changed her face with plastic surgery, and then went around and told everybody that she was the next incarnation of Christ, and people believed it and followed her.
What
I
is
don't
wrong with people?
know, dude. I would be like, if somebody came up to me and told me they were Jesus, I would be like calling a number to get them fucking put away.
Yeah,
Like,
like the
that's
guy
what,
with the alien
yeah.
DNA.
Oh my God. How so gross. It's just disgusting. There's just so many freaks in every fucking religion. It's not just ours, it's everywhere. And then people just start religions and do ridiculous fucking shit. And people just eat
Yeah,
it up because everybody wants something to believe in, you know? They want somebody to show them the way, and they want someone to follow them because they want to follow somebody because nobody wants to take responsibility for themselves. I thought that was just me. It's just me. I'm the only person in the world waiting for somebody to come and rescue me. And then I'm like, nah, bitch, it's
that's
everybody.
that's most
Yeah.
people.
And the thing that cult thing that I watched, The Family, what that kid said when he went to and he met his family, and he was like, they accepted me, they didn't even know me, I'm a fucking stranger, I'm like 30 years old and I'm a stranger to these people, and they just love me. And I thought, everybody could do that. Everybody could just, well, maybe you can't do that, but most everybody can do that. You just love people and care about them, so that you weren't like, like tomorrow, a whole lot of bad shit is going to happen in Washington, D.C. A whole lot of bad shit. And it's probably going to happen in other places, all because these people are afraid of other people. That's the root cause of all of that violence, is the fear of somebody different.
Yep. Well, that's what I just said. If I can make you afraid of something, I
Yeah,
can
well,
control you. Both both religion and politics have known that for centuries and have used that extensively to control their
yeah,
populations.
it's very
Yeah.
sad. That pizza was really good. I know, segue. I just didn't want to
Yeah.
forget to tell, oh my God.
It's a good.
Oh my God. So good. I mean, was a little intimidating, see, to get in there and do that, because I'd never done anything like that before. But just how many kind of different, you could do so many things with that crust. That was like, if I hadn't put as much cheese in there, it would have been way thinner and way more crispy. But it was like a deep dish pizza by the time I got done with it. It was so good.
You'll
You
have to
like
make that when
really
you get back up
could
here.
could not tell the difference between that. I mean, actually, it was better to me because it tasted like somebody just took like the whole top of the pizza
Yes.
and just handed it to me on a plate and
Yes.
said, "Here, eat this." And I was like,
Yes.
"Yep, that's
That's
really
the
fucking good."
that's the best part
Yeah.
about keto pizza. It's
I'm
just the
like, that is
toppings.
like the story of my. And then somebody was talking about making it was that crazy bitch that I exercise with, Sydney Cummings. She was talking about making like bacon cheeseburger
Yeah.
bowls. So they were just like, they smashed up the ground beef and browned that all up and did a bunch of bacon on the side, and then fucking threw the meat in the fucking bowl and threw the cheese all over that stuff, and then put the bacon on top of that stuff, and then threw all their lettuce and tomato. I was like, God damn, I'm gonna do that. I'll eat that.
Well,
That sounds.
today I sent you those recipes that I looked up. I
Where
emailed them
at?
to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you
No,
didn't see those yet? Or did you?
No,
Okay.
I've been out to my email a bunch of times. I
I
didn't see shit. So
emailed you. I picked like, I don't know, about 10 recipes that looked like I would like them. You might not like some of them because there's like a few Thai dishes
well,
in
and if
there
it's
that, and I know you don't
anything with
really care for it.
cauliflower or spaghetti squash, I'm not eating.
No, there was none of
It's
that in
the
there.
yuck.
But I picked out those recipes, and then I picked 3 of those that I'm gonna make this weekend, and
Oh,
I made a grocery list
good.
of all the shit that I need to make that stuff. So I'm planning.
That's good. That's first step. And then
Yeah.
it's just like getting over the fear of making it. Like I went in the kitchen and I was like, I was standing there going, okay, what am I gonna do? Okay, I could do this. I can make this, and I just fucking did it, and it was really good. And we actually Bob had made pizza dough, and he made his own pizza, and we baked them both at the same time, and
Yep.
it was perfect.
Good.
So that I like the idea of the bowls. I know this is totally off tarot topic, guys, but too bad. I like the idea of bowls because anything. So like you can make spaghetti and meatballs, but not leave the spaghetti out and just throw a bunch of mushrooms and olives and make fucking meatballs and throw them in the sauce and eat that shit up, make a Fra Diavolo sauce, do that instead. I could snarf that down. And I kind of want to try I got that low carb bread. So you could actually take that low carb bread and we're getting an Aldi, right? The end of 52, dude, and that's who sells it. So
Yep.
you go down there and get that low carb bread, fucking 2 pieces of low carb bread and toast that shit up and turn it into garlic bread.
Yep.
Throw that in there. And then I like the idea of I'm gonna think the next time I make chili when I get back home, I'm gonna make a small thing of chili and I'm gonna try that with the sausage balls instead of beans.
Sausage
Sausage balls.
balls. Sounds good.
Chef's salty, savory sausage balls.
Sausage balls.
Bye, Kristen.
Bye.
So yeah, it's just anything you can do, you can pretty much put in a bowl or wrap it in lettuce.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we got
I
our
think
readings taken care of anyway.
it too. So next we have to discuss what we're gonna do and when next time because tomorrow I'll upload
Okay.
this on YouTube just the way it is and tell them, yeah, it was tarot readings until we started talking about men and food.
Okay. Well, I will talk to you later
All right,
then.
peace out.
Bye, everyone. All
See
right.
ya. Bye.
Bye.